in a normal past life regression, you may go from, like in QHHT, the normal way that you do a QHHT session, for example, is you land in a place. We don't know where we're going to land, okay? And we go usually to, we look at our clothing. What are you wearing? What do you look like? You usually start that because in past life regressions, that's what you have to do. You have to get yourself acclimated with your body. Then you move on. What are you doing? Where are you? You look around, okay? I'm in a place that has big buildings. And so you start describing the place. Then you may close that scene and you go now to maybe the place where you live. Describe the place where you live. You can kind of get the person's social status from that. You can find out if they're living by themselves with others. You may then take them to a meal, to where they're eating something. Well, what are you eating with? Are you eating with pewter plates? Are you eating with your hands? Do you have wooden spoons? Is there anybody sitting around the table with you? Okay? So you kind of get a little bit more. Then you may take them to where they work or what do they spend their time doing. So there is a way that QHHT takes you through a past life regression. After that, you take them to the last day of their life. Then you move on perhaps to a next life. Okay? So that's a normal QHHT session. And after that, you may go 1, 2, 3 lives like that. And then we call in what Dolores Cannon called the subconscious. Now, she said that word. In hypnotherapy, subconscious means something else. But I call it the higher self. You call in the higher self. There's a protocol as to how you call in the higher self, asking for permission. And then the higher self answers the questions that the person brings. Now, the higher self is you. There's nobody else in the room here, okay? Many people, when they go to a QHHT session and they're not explained this, may find themselves sitting there waiting for someone to take over their body and start talking for them. That's not what it's like, okay? You're not a puppet. No one's going to move your mouth for you. So what I tell all of my clients is it's the first thing that pops into your mind. And you channel your higher self all the time, especially when you give advice. But each and every one of my sessions is different. So I can't tell you this is the protocol that I do. It's what my higher self and the gang, of guides and angels that I have, that's what they decide is going to happen today. So I don't know how my sessions are going to go. I can't tell you this is how I do it.
How your session, and just talk about your process and your practice.
The way that I do my practice now, I have such a wide audience now because my YouTube videos are out there. So this is very similar to the QHHT process, but it's really what most hypnotherapists do. Find out a little bit about your life, what's going on, who are the players, because I don't want to be caught not knowing who somebody is when you start talking about them. You may be in a past life or something, and I'll say, take a look at somebody's eyes and tell me who they are. Oh, it's Joey. Who's Joey? Okay. So we talk a little bit just to find out who the players are and what they mean to you. Okay. Joey may be your favorite nephew who means a lot to you. Well, maybe Joey was your son in another life, and that's why you have that connection. So we get the players, we get a little bit of background information, who they are, and then we go over the questions that they bring. I limit people to 20 questions. Less is more because I get to play more if I have less questions. So we go over the questions, why they're asking them, okay? And then I get an idea of what we're going to ask. Then I spend a long time talking about hypnosis, okay? What is hypnosis? What do you think hypnosis is? Okay? Everybody has a different idea. People, when they see somebody in hypnosis, they think they're sleeping. They're not sleeping. When you're in hypnosis, you're completely alert and conscious all the time. You know what's going on inside the room. You know what's going on outside the room. If there's people mowing the lawns, you could hear it. You're not asleep. In fact, sometimes you're hyper alert. I've had people hear things that are on the other side of the wall that you can't hear when they're talking with me, right? So I explain to them what hypnosis is. You're conscious, you're alert. It's not mind programming, so you would never say or do anything that you wouldn't normally do, okay? In fact, you could censor. You don't always have to tell me what you see in your imagination, okay?
More control than you think.
You have. It's like you and I, Billy, are going to go to the movies today,
Yeah.
okay? We haven't seen the trailer, and I'm blind.
Right.
So I'm going to sit next to you and go, so what's going on?
Totally.
Well, there's a cowboy on the screen. Okay, what's he doing? Oh my God, there's Indians coming.
Yeah.
Okay, the fact is I need to know what's going on, but you can omit the fact that the Indian is on a stage, which makes it completely different. So the whole idea is the more you talk, the more you're going to see. And that's what happens, the more detail they say. So I explain to people, this is what is going to happen. You're going to just describe to me what happens. Well, a lot of people have concerns. Well, what if I can't be hypnotized? I would say 90% of the population could be hypnotized. As long as you can daydream, you can be hypnotized because that's what it feels like.
Right. And most of the time it's just their belief if they can or not. Right?
Exactly. You know, hypnosis is just an altered state. You are in that altered state all day long. If I look around anywhere I go, everybody's walking around with their cell phone. What do you think that is? They're hypnotized. They're looking at the screen. They have no idea what's going on around them. So they're already hypnotized. So they're saying, oh, I don't think I could be hypnotized. Well, what do you do with your phone when you're online?
Right. Or when you're watching a movie or like watching TV. Totally.
You pay money to go to the movies to forget you're in the movie theater.
Yeah.
If you remember you're in the movie theater, that's a lousy movie.
Totally.
Right? If it's a captivating movie, you're going to feel the emotions, you're going to cry, you're going to laugh, you're going to feel what's going on. It's like hypnosis. When you're in your car, you're driving, you point your car in a certain direction, and then you're off. You're daydreaming. Okay, what am I going to make for dinner, or where am I going to go to for dinner tonight? You know? And the scary thing is when you know this, you look around, you go, everybody else is in that state.
Same thing, yeah.
We're all on autopilot. So that's what hypnosis feels like. You're daydreaming. So what I do, is we do some warm-up exercises before I even have them lie down on the couch. We go through certain warm-up exercises of visualization because hypnosis is like riding a bicycle. The first time you've ever ridden a bicycle, it was hard. You don't know how to balance. But the moment you learn how to balance, you got it. You'll never forget. Hypnosis is the same way. The first time you're hypnotized, which is what happened to you, I believe, I'm not sure. I don't know what's supposed to happen, right?
It feels pretty similar to daydreaming.
Yeah, is this really happening? Is it real? But once you understand what hypnosis is, what this altered state is, every time you go in and out of hypnosis, you go even deeper, faster. So now every time you go to get a session yourself, fast.
Yeah, we have like a word and it just happens now.
Yeah, because you're putting yourself into hypnosis. So when we do all of these practice exercises, I just tell people, you're going to put yourself into hypnosis. I'm not. And we do a little visualization exercise just so that I can get myself also in sync with them. Because I've got to calm myself down. When I speak with my clients, I'm speaking to them like this, really fast. So I have to calm myself down in order to get into that state too. And then we're both flowing together. And then whatever happens is going to happen.
When the veil is lifted, you will have the power to commune with the dead. They will be before you, many lost souls fearful, who have created their own universe around them. They did not transition. And you will be frightened. And your first inclination will be to wrap yourself in fear. For some, the sense of security will be their home, and you will recreate your home. It may be your bed. It may be Jesus. You will have the ability to manifest anything. Many will be suicidal to this new ability to manifest. That is why now you should be developing your potential to connect and commune with the divine. When the veil is lifted, many human beings will be shouting. They will all wait until the last possible moment, and they will be praying in unison. And at that moment, they will find themselves.
So there is hope.
Humanity is on the brink. There is another world that depends on you now. Just as there is a group of beings that are nudging us forward to evolve.